And I'll show you the deck real quick, and maybe we do one run of the Arena campaign on the Adventure Zone 1 campaign, and then we'll be done with the stream right there. So the way it works is that normally when you play Jankbot, the incentive of playing Jankbot is that Jankbot is really powerful, and that balances out with the fact that you're on 150 cards. But then again, sounds like you're drinking this kind of. Well, that's a thermos water bottle with lots of ice in it. So, and I'm nearly and it's nearly empty. So that's why it works like that. So back to the point is that playing Jankbot, the real incentive, there's a restriction for 150 cards, but the card is really powerful, and and there might be, you know, if you can find other incentive to play 150 cards, then you enter a territory where it might be very worthwhile to play a Jankbot deck even in PvE. So the incentive for the Cleric deck to play the Necrotic Cleric deck to play a Jankbot deck is the Ethereal Eater. Ethereal Eater is a Diamond Troop 3 cost 2/3 with Life Rain, and before the start of the game, if this is in your deck, gain 1 health. That doesn't seem much, but when you look at the equipment here, Ethereal Coated Boost means that every time you gain health, that includes the health gain by the healer at the start, before the start of the game. You have 5% chance to get the healer right from the deck straight into play. And if you do that, it's in play before the game, so you can even attack with it on your first turn. And of course, if you have multiple of them in your deck, then you attack on the first turn with it, you gain some health, then you have 5% again to activate and start the game with it in play. Now, why I'm pointing out to this troop here is that when you're playing this troop, you have incentive to generate as many instances of life gain as possible at the start of the game or before the start of the game. And this is where the Necrotic Cleric comes into play. Necrotic here has as a racial trait, that is not a cleric trait, it's just a racial trait, is that before the start of the game, for each shard you have 8 or more cards in your deck, gain 1 health. And now we're starting to brew something, right? Because if we have at least 8 cards of each shards, that means we're getting 5 instances of 1 health before the start of the game. So that also means that I'm not sure if it's 5 instances or 1 instances, but it's 1 more instance. And if you're running the 5 shards, 5 different shards, that means that you're gaining 5 health at the start of the turn. And it's on one, even if it's on one shot, it's still 1 more instance of life gain before the end of the game. So now we're at 3, or depending on how it works, and I need to confirm that, we're at 3 or 5, or we're at 1 or 5 instances of life gain at the start of the game. And then we have the 2 Ethereal Healer in the deck, so we're up to 3 sources of life gain at the start of the game. And now, you know, if they ever add more ways to gain health before the start of the game with a Cleric deck, that improve the chances of starting with healers drastically. And also, as the game would progress, you will have even more healers in the deck, and that ramps up, you know, the chances of having an healer in play at the start of the game, which usually tends to counteract the variance from having a very big deck and not necessarily drawing your answer because of Jankbot. So we do have the healers, we have the Jankbot, which are very great ways to, you know, try to mitigate a 150 card library. The other way the Cleric class does mitigate that is that you have ways to first get more altar if you have big decks, more blessings and more altars if you have big decks. And the other one is that here your healing auras make your blessings go up 1 space every turn. So that means that even though if you have a 150 card decks, your blessings and your altar always go up. So as the game goes along, there's a decent chance that you do get the blessings and the altars, even though you're running a 150 card deck. And the cleric deck is really geared toward, the cleric class is really geared toward going to the late game. So, you know, you have the armor, you have a lot of life gain. The tenants here works really well to generate more health gain instances to pump out the clerics here, the healer. So all this mix of things really makes for a very interesting deck, and it's really consistent. Also, you have nice, you know, cards that does work really well with a lot of different thresholds, like the Sage, the Shepherd, and the Lixils here. The both, you know, Lixil are really great with a lot of different threshold, and you do get access to lots of nice gems for things like Hierophant and Root Father, and you have access to card draws and all sorts of nice tools. Cosmic Shaman is a cleric and has two sockets, so this one is really great as well. So there's a mix of a lot of cool stuff, and it always does something great, but it's very different each game, and I really love it. And just, you know, if we move ourselves forward in time, where your maximum level, you have absolutely no restriction, and you have access to all the cleric talents, you know, the Ethereal Leader will have a very, very strong chance to be in play right out of the gate, and I'm pretty sure this will be one of the key decks here in the future for the PvE. However, we're not there yet. We need to get set 5 first, but that's another story. Doesn't Dwarf have Friend of Jambot trade, making it even bigger incentive to rather than Necrotic? Yeah, that's a good one, but to be honest, I think that the starting with these Ethereal Healer in play before the game is better. Because even if you have good incentive to play the Jankbot deck, I don't think we have enough to really, you know, capitalize the incentive for the Dwarf deck with the restriction that we have right now. If we would have no restriction, I think the Dwarf might be better, but then again, no restriction means 4 Ethereal Leader in the deck and a lot of health gain instance, and this is how you really go around the 150 card, you know, flaw or problem with the consistency is that at some point you gain so many health gain instances that these healers are always in play in the first few turns, and if you always have 2-3 life drain with steadfast at the start of your games, having more variants because you have a bigger deck becomes fairly irrelevant, and then you have the advantage of having the gen bots. You have advantage of having multiple thresholds, so you can get the best of everything. Also, you have a 150 cards deck, so at some point there might be, you know, opponents in advantage zone that mill you, and that works really well against them. So there's a few good incentives there. I'm pretty sure that this deck will be a key part of things in the future, but that's a distant future. For now, we're just going to go with the Diamond Shard, play the Officer, and attack with these 2 healer for 4 damage on our first turn, mind you. And we still keep them on defense. That's just crazy. Burn on the Officer, that doesn't really matter. And then pass the turn. For sure. For sure, the Coyote Cleric is definitely a good contender there. So here we're going to play a Sapphire Shard into a Focus. And get the Shard Call for a Ruby Shard. Put some blessings in the deck. Attack for 4 and pass the turn. The fact that we can sit back, draw cards, develop our hand while having a healer in play is just stupid strong. And the best, arguably the best arena farming deck does play for Ethereal Healers, so, and it's a Ruby deck. It's just to say that the power of the equipment is just insane. Just play the Ruby Shard. This was a misplay. I should have attacked with the Eater first if he decides to trade and kill one. Playing the Shard here generates a health gain instance So we might have been able to get the heater back, but that is still minor. Alright, but it's just, you know, the heaters are just a way to cheat the size of the deck. And they are very, very good troop. So that is, in my opinion, the best way to cheat the Jank bot problem. Alright. And there will show the company. Of the company, you mean the next Adventure Zone set? Let's see. That wasn't the... Yeah. We play the altar for sure. Put some more blessings. And then we don't attack here, but next turn we're at 5. We play the angel, and turn after that we get a cosmic shaman that gets duplicated because of the divine altar. That when you play a blessing, copy it. When you play a cleric, copy it. And at the start of the turn, if it's in your deck, move up 1 space. And this is why, you know, the cleric having these options for talent that makes the deck, the cards that really matter in your deck, go up, is another way to go around the limitation of the size of the deck. So actually here, do we go with... No, I'm just going to go with Lenpa, and next turn drawing a card here. I'll just wait. Could have played the resource with a card draw. That was the better line here, but that's not too bad. We're definitely in a winning position. Not even close. So here we have the win here, doing 10 damage straight to the face with the Cosmic Shaman, because it is. And you see, like, getting the heater here. We now got a blessing that draws 2 cards that will be duplicated because of the Divine Altar. That's just drawing an insane amount of cards, getting a lot of health. And now we get a Cosmic Shaman that gets duplicated, and it gets the face for 5. And we win, so. And this is one of the many lines that really works well with the deck. Here we go, on to the next one. That will be against the Mind Pirate. This one sometimes is a pain, because it has a lot of ways to early to interact and put pressure, but most often the fact that we have 1 armor, the fact that we start with so much health, that really tends to work in our favor here. So just, you know, looking at it, we start at 32. We didn't get any either this time. But let's see what we have first. So definitely keeping that. Righteous Paladin here will be MVP. First turn we're playing the Artrider, a Fisher. And I've got 1 Angel of Dawn and I have it in the last 2 ends. That's a bummer, but that's okay. So a Fisher here will gain us. Next turn we play a Righteous Paladin, then attack with the Fisher to gain 1 health. Most of the direct damage is irrelevant for us because of the armor one. Make sure that we generate the blessings in the deck and then attack for 1 to grow the Paladin. So next turn, if we draw a shard, Paladin will grow up to 4/4, and things will start to wrap up for there. So does he have way to kill the Paladin this turn? He doesn't. All right. And yep, diamond. We gain some health. Paladin becomes bigger. I like the Adaptatron here. Or do I play the Tom or the Ruby? I think we're just playing the Adaptatron here and gaining, yeah. Oh, this one can block, so we'll just give +1 and speed to this guy. And attack with everyone. I don't really mind losing the officer at that point. And that means that the Paladin will just get even bigger. Go up to 6. Next turn we'll likely play the Royal Herald to get a Ruby Threshold and use the Fuel, the Fire. Or just go with the Siltown route. Siltoon route. Not sure. We get a blood shard, so let's just play the blood shard first. Now we will be attacking, and we will give Swift Strike to any of these that get blocked by the goal here. Alright. Works. Swift Strike. Gain 10 health, and then these two don't trade and pass the turn. So yeah, Paladin right now is becoming a very real force to reckon with. And if we draw a shard next turn, it's going to have Crush, and that's mostly the end of this. Let's just block. This guy can block, and just block this guy. Why not? So Herald. How do we do this? Deployment order. Yeah, I think we're just going for the Herald here with a Ruby Threshold, and then using Fuel the Fire. Get a Threshold, get a Shard, and now we're at 5. Play the Deployment order, and then we just attack with the Paladin for 12 damage with Swift Strike. Right. That works well, so next turn we can give a Crush to something so that... Oh, no, we can't, because I'm dumb. Just, you know, taking it easy right there. Oh, Cass is interesting with Eternal Sage, so that's another neat little combo here. You play Sage, and then you activate Cassandra to gain 3 different thresholds. So this one is target an opposing troop. That is the Sapphire Threshold. We'll remove this guy. And then the Ruby Threshold kicks in, and then we gain 5 health. And let's attack with everything. Pass the turn, and yeah, the deck is good. It works. It does work. So here we get the Blessing. What I was saying is that, you know, they go up every turn. So as the game progresses, this does make a difference. So let's just not beat them on the bush and attack. And there's a decent amount of draw to the deck as well. So we rarely end up in a position where we're missing thresholds that we need. And since we have lives in dungeons, I mean, you've got 3 lives, so you've got room for a little bit of variance. You know, the small amount of time where you get the bad end of the variance, you just, you know, eat a life of your dungeon lives, and then you just progress and do the kill. So Spore Shambler might be a pain. There's a few of the spores that can there's a few targets for the spores that hatch that are very, very, very hard on us, but we should be okay. This works. Yeah, this works. Physician with the equipment does enable himself, so this is definitely a keep. We'll start by going with a Sapphire Threshold and hope that we don't draw the Angel now. But since there's only one in the deck, that's very unlikely. Second, third Physician. Physician is a Cleric, so it will have Life Drain. And if it deals damage to a player, it creates a random chant and put it into your hand. Since we're playing 5 shards, there's a good chance that we might be able to play the chant. So this is one of the little combos of the deck that having access to 5 different shards really shines here. So here we go. Can't really attack through them, but in this situation, alright. So we could have access to Ruby. We're going to play the white here. And I like fixing the threshold here for Ruby. And drawing a card. We're also going to attack with the Eater. And this is a constant as well, so it comes toward the Radiant Physician, you know, activation that if you control 3 or more constants with different name, draw a card and gain 3 life. So we start with a heads up here. We're close to the first seed pod to hatch. Might be a problem. Power of Wild does 2 permanent resources and 2 charges. Alright, so here we go. Contract Killing is nice, but we don't have the blood threshold. Next will be to play a diamond threshold and gain 2 health. Use Psionic Flame on 1 to kill this one and draw a card. Draw Infinitrix, that's perfect. And then attack with this guy. So keeping the Ruby threshold as much as I can for the Ethereal Sage to be able to play the to be able to have the 1 damage to all opposing troops, so that we remove his board basically. So 5-8 is a problem. Do we get a blood threshold now? We don't, but we get a 5th shard. That means next turn we play the Sage with a shard. In the meantime, we can give flight to this dude here, and then we will be good to go. Alright, that works. That works. Getting a lot of chance here, and next turn we can Fury Chant but plus Verdant Chant. But likely we just play the Sage now and then go with the chant routes a bit down the road. Sorry for the little girl here, she's really upset. It's often the case when she's close to her nap time. So here we just play the Sage. Ruby Shard to wipe the seed pods. And put some blessings in the deck and attack with what we have. Create another chant from the Physician, and this is a blood one. But next turn we have enough to put the remaining chants in play and start drawing cards and gaining health with the Physician. Or we just go with the Bastion here. I think Bastion is the best. Yeah, we're just going to wreck here. Go with that. Resolve and go with the Bastion of Element to remove blocker. And then we don't have ways to give speed, but we're going to play the chant here and attack with these for a decent amount of damage. And we've got the verdict chant, so really when you play a constant this get +1/+1, so really nice. This is a self-enabling machine with the equipment, and I really like it. Database for all decks and win losses. Anyone know what would have been? Can't find it again. This is X meta. There's a link in the bottom of the stream for it. Oh, we get Jank bug. This is cool. This is really cool. So we want to gain some health and just playing some chance here for funsies, and we killed him with the Fury Chant. Alright. so many different lines there. And this is the beauty of this deck. It's very cool because it's consistent in what it does, but what it does is varies a lot between games, so that's really great. We're a few games away here from Victor itself, which can be a real pain, even with a good deck. So let's see, do we start with Eaters in play? We start with 1. Perfect. Uh, yeah, we have a free mulligan in PvE, so don't forget about it. That's really important. And this is a way better hand, so we definitely keep that. Alright, so our opponent is milling our cards, so we really don't care with a 150 cards deck. And that's one of the beauty of it. Wow, we're going to have a field trip with this guy. So playing a shard here, getting an health, attacking with the healer, getting another health. So that's 2 triggers to get the other healer from the deck into play. And passing the turn, you can see where this is going, right? Will there be any giveaways today? And Keys, you really missed it. There were 4 draft pack giveaways. We give away 1000 platinum. We also gave away another 800 platinum, and we gave away a primal pack. So there were a total of 8 giveaways, and all significant today. And you missed them. You're just a bit too late. So sorry for that. Next time. But if you want to be up to date with what I'm doing on the stream, you can follow the Twitter account. That's the best way to do it, or my usual streaming schedule works as well. So let's just attack with the healer here, and now we have an interesting choice for the next play. Do we go for the Sapphire, or we go with the Outer Regents for Wild? I think Wild is the way to go now. No, we lose the Monument of Fate. We don't have a... So here we're going to go with a Sapphire Shard. And we're going to go with the Hallowed Regions for a Wild Threshold. Bringing the Physician up to 3/3. And I don't want to attack with a Physician yet, but I'm more than willing to trade the Healer now, more so than now that we have Regents. So this one, yeah, we'll just kill the Homunculus. Alright, here we go. No, I know, I mean, I would not compare this deck to the, you know, 60 card Cleric deck, or the other ones that, you know, the Elf deck is just crazy good, but when this deck has a lot of upside, and I'm fairly confident that at some point in the near future it will do fairly well to answer a lot of diverse threat that AZ2 might have to offer. But I agree. I agree that there's more streamlined versions of the deck, but this deck does a lot of nice things, and as the X Entertainment adds more diverse encounters in the same dungeons, and with the addition of mercenaries, like having a very flexible, you know, main deck that can answer a lot of different threats, that is resilient to a lot of things, I think will be very great. Alright, so here we're going to gain a lot of health, so going to play the Prophet of the Sun, play a Diamond Shard, gain 2 instances of health, pumping out a team here, playing the Furishin, pumping the Physician, attacking with everything, and passing the turn. Getting another chant and getting a healer, so we're definitely in business for this game. And I think I've run nearly 10 runs with this deck. They always win against the Victor, not even close, and it's an easy win, so there's definitely something there. Now we drew a ton of cards, and we're just going to wreck our opponent right there. Just start by playing this shard. We're going to play a Blessing, and we're going to play a Cosmic Shaman for the win, which is not the most flashy things to do right now, but that works as well. So much L gain in the deck. So much L gain. Alright. Because most of the streamlined decks that are doing very great and are faster than this one, they're very special, so you will need to adjust it when there's very specific threats. But I really like this one. It's very flexible. It does attack from a lot of different angles. There's a lot of cards in the deck that are, you know, winning games single-handedly by themselves. So really does a lot of nice things. And now we've got even start with an healer in play. So again, with the deck, we've got access to 2 diamond threshold and Eye of Flixel. Yeah, I think that works. It's a 3rd turn paladin, but that's not a bad 3rd turn paladin, which will be 3/3 at the end of all this. So in the meantime, we do have a healer, so you know, having the healer in play here really, you know, really solidify the downfall of the Jank bot decks, and this is where things become really crazy. Because when we can put 4 every each card in this in our decks, the Jank bot Cleric deck will be insane. There will likely be a more streamlined version, but it will be one of the most flexible deck you can play. And at some point, when you have 4 of every card, it will be decently consistent. And if you use all your, you know, equipment slot for cards that single-handedly win games, you have 6 equipment, and you have 6 times 4 cards that single-handedly win games. You will draw 1 every game, and early even then. So there's definitely something to it. We're definitely using this for Diamond Shard here, and then passing the turn. So lots of nice stuff here going on. And we'll be burning a bit early here, but that's okay. We can easily deal with that. So here we go with the Righteous Paladin. And going for the Sapphire Shard, I guess. Yeah, putting some blessings in the deck, and now we have a very nice troop. If it doesn't die on this turn, we'll be in a very good position. Alright, here we go. Another burning zombie, so we need to be bigger than 4/4 and maybe 2 more because of a burn. Let's just play a Ruby here. Get this guy to 4/4. We don't really have a way to bring it to bigger than that, so we're just going to use Lixil here for a Blood Threshold and play a Officer, and then next turn we could just attack and be ready for him. So let's pass the turn here. Normal pack. No, no, it's not possible to have alternate out cards with normal booster packs. Okay, so this is our last threshold to enable Lixil here, and let's just gain some more health. And having access to 5, we're just gonna play the Angel of Agony and play the other, activate the Officer. And attack with these 2 here. I really don't mind trading with most of his board at this point. We have enough to win this game. Good threats here. Alright, that works. And we need to make sure that Spitfire Elemental, when you deal damage to it, you deal 1 damage to every troop, so need to be careful with that. Druid is a bit late, but it's a nice combo in the deck. We're going to play this one. I don't know if she's died. This is a good test to do. Just going to attack with the Angel of Agony and see if Lixil will die from that. She should not. No, she does. This is global damage. It does affect her. Alright, so yep, this works. So Walker. We have a nice thing here going. Let's just attack with the gain health. We don't really have ways to gain health right there, so let's just play this guy. Get a threshold here, and activating Geode and gaining more charges. Attacking with these 2. Okay, so we lose the Druid, but that's okay. Putting it down to 6. That works. And next turn, Conflagrate doesn't help him pretty much. Here we get some ramp. That's not bad, but we could do more. We could do more, alright, so let's just attack with both. And we should have the win on the next turn. That works fine. Perfect. So it was a bit long on the longer side of things, but we're definitely not in any dire situation here. Let's just attack for the win. And last turn. Kurt back, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the learning experience team. So here we go on to the next and last match of this dungeon. And you can see it's not... and this one is really... it's a hard one. We need ways to handle the Spitfire early on. And there's a decent amount of ways to do it in the deck, but you know, you don't always get them. And but if we start with a Ethereal Eater in play, we'll be in decent shape. And we need to use our mulligan to its fullest here. So we start with 1 Eater, that's perfect. We get no shards, so we will replace that end. Oh, we get a Divine Altar with a Cassandra and a Cosmic Elder. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, so we're definitely keeping that. We're not blocking the Spitfire Elemental for the first few turns, but that's okay. We start with 32 health, so... and we even got a message that I missed. We'll start by generating Threshold here. Playing a Blood Shard and going for Arcane Focus. This guy I like, but I really just want to make sure that we play a Shard every turn. And we're going to attack with the Heater to gain 2 health, so that the Spitfire right now is ultimately not killing us. We're broken even, at least for now. Next play is definitely playing the Divine Altar. And then we play Totemus to get 2 on the board at the same time. And thing will ramp up from there. So let's just play a Diamond Shard. Play an Altar. And next turn we'll double up on the Totemist. So we're definitely attacking with the Healer since it has Steadfast, and we most definitely want to trade with the Ghoul because it prevents us from playing the Totemist on the next turn and doubling up on the Totemist. And after that, this should be an easy ride there from there. Zombie getting out of the Cosmic Shaman is sad, but then again we can't really complain here with this Totemist play that we're about to do. Double Cosmic double Mesa Totemist here is very great. We're not going to block because we will gain an insane amount of health next turn. There's really no point to block. And this one is add 4 burning counter to you, draw 2 cards, deal. This is a deal, so let's just start with that. We drew shards, this is what we wanted, so we're gaining... Oh, I misplayed. I should have played the Radiance first. That's a small misplay. But yeah, we will be okay though. We will be okay. Here we play the Radiance. These could be a lot bigger, but at this point I don't think it will matter much. The amount of health we'll be gaining here is just stupid. And yeah, 52. These grow. We get an Eater back. No big deal. No big deal. That works fine with that. And these are 9-3 now. And next turn we don't have a Cleric to play, but we do have a Shard to play, which means the Totemus will be very big. And let's see what we get now. Lanipos side is a... Yeah, we're playing Lanipos side here. And then we're just ramping up the health gain. And this one is not a cleric, it's a ranger, so it doesn't matter if we play it after. Attack with these two for nearly 40 health. And even if we would have killed one of the totems at this point, it doesn't really matter. We're sitting at 40 at the end of the turn, and things are great. We've got a Lanipos side going on here. He will at some point... Do we? No, we don't. There's no reason to block. There's no reason to block here, and we've got a shard that draws a card into another shard, so we're just playing the Cassandra here and then attacking with these two lovely fellows and the flyer. Oh, we lose one of the Totemists, okay. Oh, nice. I didn't expect that. We got back some cards from the crypt, so namely the Focus and the Last Sight. Lots of good things coming. Oh, we lost this side. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. We're still in a fantastic position here, but let's see. We want to remove. This is a cleric. It will get double, so we remove two blockers here. Yeah, let's just play the cleric first. When we oh, it gets doubled here. Perfect. Resolve. Remove this guy here. The reason I'm removing this one, and I don't want Victor to draw cards. Wait, I enter combat? I didn't mean to. That's okay. It's not too bad. Alright. Focus, see what we have. This one is perfect with a Shard of Fate and a Shard Call to boot, so we're just going to gain some health and keep the Shard Call in our pocket for later use. And pass the turn, so we have more than enough to kill him. As you can see, we completely ignored the Spitfire for most of the game, and we still managed to win, so yep. Sage. Play a Sapphire Threshold, a Sapphire card, gain a Sapphire Threshold to remove a blocker. Get an healer back, get all sorts of nice things happening. And gain another Sapphire Threshold here to remove the last blocker. Attack for a lot of damage. That's what, 41, that's 63 here, plus 5, that's 67 damage total, and 1 turn to kill Victor. We win. Alright, that works. So this will conclude the stream today. And but first let's see what kind of goodies we get in our Devonshire keep back. So Burkwear Fates, no legendary card, that's sad. Yeah, we didn't get anything, but that's okay. We got some gold, and that's just a fun deck. I really enjoy it. Wish you guys a great day, and stay tuned for the next few streams. There will always be giveaways on the stream, so don't